The Hidden Secret to Fixing Back Pain, Part 2. Hey everybody, this is Mike Erlob with another episode of Power Your Life. It is so great to be back with you guys. I know it's been a couple of weeks since our last show, and I hope you can forgive me. Just had a lot of things going on. One of the things in particular is I've been really busy training a new physical therapist at our West Omaha location, and I'd like to take the time to give a shout out to him and welcome physical therapist Paul Hopman to our team. Welcome, Paul. We are so glad to have you. So, in case you've missed part 1, what I've been doing is I've been talking about the hip flexors, okay? And I've been talking about, why they're the missing link for so many people with back pain. And in particular, the part of the hip flexor group that I've been really focusing on has been the psoas muscle. Remember, that's spelled P-S-O-A-S, so the P is silent, but it is the psoas muscle. You see, the psoas is the key to a healthy back. And so today, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how the psoas affects your nervous system. Okay? So the first thing we all need to understand is the human body, which has been magnificently designed, is designed for survival. We have all of these systems in place that are designed to make sure that we will survive and keep moving forward. Now, in the past, and I'm talking past in history, 100 years, 200 years, 500 years, 1,000 years, you just keep on going back. Okay, survival may have meant that, you had to go out and you had to hunt or gather your meal every day. It might have meant that you had to fight off a wild animal. There might have been a whole, pack of wild wolves chasing you down, and you had to fight for your survival. And so that's the way our bodies were designed, is with a response system that when it sensed danger, that it would alert us and we would take action in a couple of different ways. Now today, most of us aren't being chased by a pack of wild wolves. Most of us don't have to go out and hunt and gather our food every single day, where there's all kinds of danger in nature or other people trying to hurt us. And however, today's survival often means, you're working a 40-hour work week while you're balancing family and life commitments. Survival can mean just trying to attend and keep your phone email inbox from getting, too out of control. Sometimes survival just means handling these day-to-day issues and emergencies that come up in our lives. But believe it or not, both of these kinds of situations, whether it's running from a pack of wild wolves, or trying to figure out how you're going to balance work and get little Johnny to his football practice, both of those situations are going to create stress on the body, and it's the job of your nervous system to manage this stress. So I'm gonna go into the nervous system a little bit here, and I don't want to bore you with too much mumbo jumbo, type of stuff, but this is really important because I just want you to have a good understanding of your nervous system and how it works and how that's related to the psoas, which in turn is affecting your back pain and affecting your overall body. So the thing to know is the nervous system is broken down into two parts, okay? You have one part which is the voluntary nervous system. The second part is the autonomic nervous system. Now, the voluntary nervous system, this is the part where you think about doing something and the action occurs, okay? So if I say, my brain says, I'm gonna lift my left arm up, it does, okay? So it's the part where you're consciously aware what's going on and you're making it happen. Now, the autonomic nervous system, this is the part of the nervous system, this is the stuff that's happening in the background, okay? This is the stuff that's happening that you're not even aware of. It's things like your breathing, although you can control that, you don't have to think about it. It just happens automatically. Your heart rate, your blood pressure, digestion, when you start sweating, your pupils would constrict and dilate according to the light that's coming at it. So it's all of those bodily functions, all of these things in your body that have to occur in order for life to continue. But you don't have to think about it, because we have been made so in such an amazing way that our brain just can carry out these functions without you having to actually expend any thought into what's going on. So the part that we're going to talk about is the autonomic nervous system. Okay, so this is that part behind the back scenes that's just going on without you thinking about it. Now that is broken down into yet two more systems. And the first one's called the sympathetic nervous system, and the second one is the parasympathetic nervous system. So I want you to think about the sympathetic nervous system as the command control center for our survival, all right? And it really has two jobs. So the sympathetic nervous system, the first job is to keep balance in the body, okay? And it does this all the time. It does this with your heart rate, blood pressure, breathing, digestion, you name it, okay? The second job of the sympathetic nervous system is what we call the fight or flight response. Now, this is what happens to you when you're being chased by a pack of wild wolves, okay? This is what happens to you when you hit that stressful situation and you realize that, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to work overtime today, and little Johnny's got a football game at 5 o'clock, and Susie's got dance lessons at 5:30, and I've got to work till 6, and oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do. Everything is so stressful, okay? That's going to elicit a fight or flight response. So what this does is the sympathetic nervous system, it triggers you to either run away from danger or be ready to fight and face danger head on. This is how we survive. It doesn't matter what the danger is. It's the perceived danger by the brain that triggers the sympathetic nervous system response, okay? And so anything that can be perceived in a way that's dangerous to you is going to be triggering that response. And this could be fear of an upcoming test at school. It could be worrying about paying the bills, or the stress at work, or you name it. Anything that stresses you mentally, but also things that stress you physically too. So if you push your body too hard when you're exercising and you maybe overdo it, or maybe you're in a bad position posturally, and that's creating stress, which creates a sympathetic nervous system response. So the big question is, now you might ask, Mike, why are you telling me all this? Okay, and really, what does this have to do with psoas and back pain? So I'm really glad you asked that question, okay? Because it's a very, very good question. It's very important. You see, when your sympathetic nervous system is activated due to a perceived danger or stress, that survival response is activated in the psoas muscle, okay? Now the psoas responds by doing two things that are critical to our survival in the past. One is that psoas will contract. So remember, we talked about the psoas. It's running from the front of the spine. I'm just going to stand up here. I'll show you on me. I don't know if we can see this or not. But your psoas is running from the stomach area, from the lumbar spine, the front of it, and it actually comes through. So it's deep in here, and it comes through the stomach, travels down through the pelvis, joins up with the iliacus, and then goes through the groin and attaches to your femur, okay? So you imagine the muscle is right in through here. Now, I'm going to sit back down. I'll let Arena fix the camera for us. So that psoas muscle, the first thing it's going to do in order, when it gets activated to assist with our survival, is it will contract to bring the ends of the spinal cord together, meaning it's going to contract to bring the pelvis and the head together. And this is what we would call the fetal position, okay? So a fetal position, if you drop to the ground and you curl up into a ball, all right, that is a protective posture. And it protects all of the vital organs and the face from danger. So if those pack of wild wolves get you, you drop into a fetal position and you curl up, those vital areas are going to be protected. Now, the second response is it can create a sudden burst of the psoas. in order to make a person be able to run, kick with their legs, jump, or just get away really fast, all right? So now remember in the past we talked about, a person might be attacked by a wild animal or another person that they can't fight off. See, this is how a person would survive. So today we're not threatened like that, in our daily life. At least most of us aren't. However, our body is still programmed to respond in the same way. This is the way we're built. This is our operating system, okay? We can't change that. Now, your body's response to a stressful situation, whether it's school, work, or life, is all going to be the same. And that activation of the psoas is going to occur. Now, I'm not saying that most of us are going to curl up into a ball or run away or kick really high when we're faced with a stressful situation like a conflict at work. But our psoas will still become activated. And it's very important that our psoas be able to be activated, because if it's not healthy, if it's restricted, or if it's unavailable to work, our nervous system is then not going to be healthy. And if our nervous system is not healthy, it's going to lead to a whole myriad of health problems, with back pain being one of those. So the big question then is, well, how does the psoas get restricted or not work anyway? How does that happen? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, we cause it to become this way, okay? We do that. Now, you see, God created us to function in an amazing way. You see, all of our systems are working together in harmony, but too often we throw off this balance. And this can happen with many of our day-to-day aspects of life. So when we allow the psoas to adapt to a new position or activity that causes it to be restricted and not be healthy, we're going to have problems. Now, the good news is, you see, that this can be controlled easily if you know what to do and you're aware of the actions and you're aware of the things that you might be doing in your day-to-day life which are contributing to this. So one of the most dangerous daily activities is, okay, you're just going to have to wait till next time for that. We'll go into that next time. We're going to talk about one of the most dangerous daily activities to your psoas. I'm not going to give that away to you yet. So, by the way, if you haven't gotten a copy of my new ebook, The 5 Best Kept Secrets to Fast Back Pain Relief, you can get yours by emailing me at mike@flex-pt.com. That's mike@flex-pt.com. Or just shoot me a Facebook message on Messenger and we'll make sure you get a copy of that. So, as always, I'll leave you with this thought-provoking quote from George Mueller. The beginning of anxiety is the end of faith, and the beginning of true faith is the end of anxiety. So I'm going to let you guys think about that one. I'm going to keep you on the edge of your seat with what the one most dangerous thing that you're doing in your day-to-day life is to your psoas. We will cover that on Thursday. But until next time, power your life and keep moving forward.